So, how's everybody? Good. Me too, more or less. So, last week we talked about the syllabus in general, bless you. We talked about an overview of this class and excuse me, in terms of the 8 skill sets that I want you to get out of it and my angle on it. And then we also talked about small business in general. This week I want to talk about LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profiles that I had you develop, as well as your professional development plans. So today's going to be LinkedIn, Wednesday's going to be professional development plans. We may get done a little early again. I'm still I'm still juggling the content to have enough material to fill the whole time. I've been juggling. What's that? Keep juggling. Okay, as long as you're okay with it, then I want to make sure you get your money's worth, and the material's just not quite filling up the time. I think I get more accustomed to presenting it, so I present it a little bit faster than I did in the past, and that leaves us more time at the end that I haven't decided what to do with yet. So anyway, let's talk about LinkedIn. So let me pull up the lecture for that. AV, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I was talking with my mom today about coming out and visiting you guys.
She don't let you go?
No, she went, like, last time my mom came to visit, she only saw the Bakersfield campus, and she's psyched to see the AV campus, so whenever she finally comes, that's going to be one of the times that I come out there. I'm not sure when she's visiting yet, but you'll get to meet my mom, too. I figured you'd be psyched. Okay, let's see here. Professional image development. So, I went through these bullet points in my lecture last week. I'm going to repeat them again because they're the outline of the details that I want to go over today. First of all, it's just talking about the power of LinkedIn as a tool. I'll go through and demonstrate some things when we get to the end of the lecture, but the coolest thing about LinkedIn is that there's, like I said last week, pretty much no strangers left in the world anymore. Any organization that you could want to find a contact at, LinkedIn can tell you who you know that knows someone that works there. Any skill set that you could need, like programming skills or financial management skills, any skill set that you need from somebody to be part of your small business team, you can also find somebody you know that has that skill set. Very, very powerful tool. Positioning statement, like I said a little bit last week, we're going to talk about again today. It's another cool thing about LinkedIn is that you can really craft the message that you send to people about who you are as a professional. So if you want to position yourself as a small business jack of all trades, you can do that. If you want to position yourself as a marketing professional, you can do that. You want to position yourself as an oil industry professional, you can do that. Whatever angle you want to take on things is quite doable with LinkedIn as your platform for presenting yourself. It's very important to go beyond your work experience to really leverage your education. like I mentioned again a little bit last week, a lot of times the work that you do in your courses is more impressive than the work that you've done in your actual work and jobs so far. And it's really important to take the opportunity in LinkedIn to describe projects which reflect your homework assignments, the project you do in this class, projects you've done for other classes, etc. Makes you look a lot more impressive and gives you a lot more skills as a professional than you would if you just presented your job history. Duties versus accomplishments. Duties are simply listing what it is that you do as a professional versus accomplishments, which is what you've accomplished with numbers attached. So, like I said last week, I could present myself as a professor who is responsible for teaching students, publishing journal articles, and serving on committees on campus. That's one way to present it. Another way to present it would be that I've taught 500 students over the last 2.5 years. I've overseen roughly 40 student business projects, which have a total consulting value to clients of over $80,000, and that I serve on three committees on campus, which have oversight over X number of dollars of budget. I'm not sure what the number is there, but that's another way of describing myself that's much more concrete. So I want you guys to really describe numbers attached to your accomplishments rather than just talking about the duties that you've had in your various jobs. And then finally, the importance of polish and attention to detail. I may have talked about this last week, but a lot of people harp on millennials or Generation Y for not being able to write for crap, and to a certain extent that's true. But your parents couldn't write for crap either, and neither could their parents or their parents or their parents. The difference is that with the information technology world we live in these days, you are responsible for a lot more words generated that are out there being viewed by the public. So between emails, social media, texts, and so forth, there's just a lot more opportunities for you to stand out as not writing well. So if you look back at the writings of some of the founding fathers of the country, though, look at the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights or any other document from the 1700s, you'll find spelling errors all over the place. And I think in some ways there was debate as to how to spell a word. Sometimes you'd spell the word, W-O-R-D, sometimes you'd spell it W-U-R-D, and everybody sort of understood what you meant. So I think the spelling and grammar ability of prior generations of our society is highly overrated. The difference is that they weren't on the spot the way you guys are to have things look professional so often in so many different formats. So that being said, it's incumbent upon you to go through your profile and really polish it, make it look as professional as possible, and constantly keep going through it again and again to make sure that it looks as good as possible. Your positioning statement. This is an example of my positioning statement as a professor, international business development scholar, educator, and consultant with over 20 years of experience. So I am an ex-professional with Y number of years of experience. And then I give a sentence about some of my specialties like sales management, executive decision-making, project implementation, and I talk about a few projects that I've had success with. So 3 sentences, pretty simple. Who I am, how much experience I have, some specialties I have, and then some accomplishments I've gotten done. I'd like to see the same thing from you guys. Even if you don't have much job experience, everybody in here has at least 4 years of project-based experience because you've spent the last 4 years working on your associate's degree and your bachelor's degree. So the coursework that you've been doing over the last 4 years is a form of experience, and each of you has at least 4 years of that. well, most of you, some of you are juniors in here, so I guess you have 3, but if you add that together with your actual work experience, everybody in here has a number of years that you can state on your profile, and you can state whatever type of professional you want to portray yourself as. Then state a couple of specialties, a couple of accomplishments, and you're good to go on your summary section of your profile. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Leveraging educational project deliverables. So if you take a look at this first project here on the presentation, when I was doing my MBA, one of the projects we had to do was just like this class. We had to go out, find a small business that we did a consulting project for, and do that consulting project. That was part of the requirements of the MBA. And this is the project that I did. So, and here, instead of UCLA Anderson School of Management, you would have CSUB College of Business and Public Administration. You would have Small Business Management 3450, and the name of the company that you're doing a project for. And you're just going to describe with 1 or 2 sentences what you did on that project. So in my case, I worked together with 3 other colleagues, so that shows a little bit about teamwork by putting a number down about the number of people on the team. And then we basically did an accounting review to find ways that they could increase their profit margins. So we found about 25% improvement opportunities for their profit margin. And then I describe a little bit here at the end that Runway Post-Production, the client, was a supplier of post-production hardware and software for film and TV productions in Hollywood. So pretty simple and to the point. This is just 1 sentence long. It's kind of a run-on sentence, so when I talk about how to polish things, I may go back in one of these days and change this to be 2 sentences instead of 1 so that it reads a little bit easier. But you don't have to put a whole lot, just a couple of numbers and a short description of what you did on the project. And the same thing goes for homework assignments. So if you didn't actually have a project per se that you did in your class, but you know, you had a couple of exams, then you can describe that as, you know, participated in three multiple choice exams, approximately 50 questions each, covering 20 basic concepts of business finance. Achieved a score of 80%. All you're really doing is repeating what it is that you got as a grade on your homework assignment, but it sounds a lot more professional to phrase it in that way and put it down as a project. So even for classes where you haven't done a project like you're doing in this class, I want you to describe your homework as if it were your homework or your assignments that you had to do for the class as if they were a job assignment. So that's the leveraging of educational project deliverables. Duties versus accomplishments, like I talked about. This is a profile from a couple of years ago of one of my students who was a manager at Big 5 Sporting Goods. So you can see here, responsibilities included opening and closing the store, creating work schedules, receiving shipments, entering them into inventory, this is nice. It gives a description of what was done, but it doesn't give a description of what was accomplished. So what I want to know here is things like how often in a month did he open and close the store? Is it 2 days a week? Is it 5 days a week? So does that mean 10 times a month or what? 20 times a month? What are we talking about? Or 8 times a month? Creating work schedules. Well, did he just create a work schedule for himself? Did he have 3 employees? Did he have 6 employees? How many employees did he create work schedules for? Receiving weekly shipments and entering them into inventory. So let's assume that you get a shipment of jerseys at a company like Big 5 Sporting Goods. You can calculate this stuff off the top of your head. If you receive a box of 100 jerseys, those jerseys each sell for $50 a piece on average. 50 times 100 jerseys is approximately $5,000 worth of inventory value. So all of you can ballpark numbers from your job that are like this and describe it with numbers rather than just describing it with words. So that's what I'd like to see for your job descriptions and doing accomplishments versus duties. This is an example of one of my descriptions for the work that I did as a headhunter a while back. Just one sentence describing the duties. So, account executive responsible for acquiring, scoping, and managing consulting projects, period. Deliverable accomplishments include the following. And I list a couple of bullet points here, like generated over $100,000 in gross margin. In the case of this student here, deliverable accomplishments might include generated work schedules for 10 different employees, received weekly shipments with approximately $10,000 of inventory value, et cetera, et cetera. Just a couple of bullet points describing numbers that are associated with the job. A lot more impressive than just telling me the duties. And then finally, with polish and attention to detail, this is another example from a student from a couple years ago. On initial glance, looks pretty good. It's got some nice white space and black space. It's got the CSUB logo on it. But if you read more carefully, each one of these little cross marks here is a grammatical or spelling error of one kind or another. So, created a company comparison template between two rival firearms companies, showcasing is one word, not two. The advancements, struggles, and improvements the companies could choose for years to come, not for the years to come. Work with a team on a marketing adventure through the website globus.com, demonstrating what it takes for a made-up company to run. Period. Utilizing. It's not a complete sentence. So it should be a comma. Utilizing skills, not stills, and decision-making to help advise marketing image, not advice, to be high in our last few years, giving us the top spot and letting us be number one in the class. So, good description, but it unfortunately, these words are out there for everybody in the world to read, and if you don't polish them and make them come off well, they end up making you look unprofessional by having spelling and grammar errors in there. So, highly encourage you to go through your profile with a fine-tooth comb and really edit everything you can for spelling and grammar. Let me go to the actual LinkedIn website now. Okay, so this is what my profile looks like when I'm in editing mode, and it's the same thing as yours will look like when you're in editing mode. So one of the great things about LinkedIn is being able to find contacts at any company possible. So somebody in this room or in AV, tell me the name of a company you'd like to find a contact at. Lockheed. Lockheed Martin. So I just type in Lockheed Martin, hit enter, and your results will be top to start out with, which lists everything. You notice here at the top you've got people, jobs, companies, groups, and schools. If we go to people, that'll just show me people that I know that work for Lockheed. So how do I make the... There we go. Can you guys still see that? Yes, no, maybe?
No, maybe.
Okay, well, I need to make it a little smaller for a second to show you that on the side here, there's buttons that you can click for first, second, and third. Let me go ahead and make it bigger again. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so over here to the side, we've got little buttons that say first, second, and third. Those are first degree connections, second degree connections, and third degree connections. So first degree connections are people that I know directly. Second degree connections are somebody I know who knows this person. And third degree connections, like you might think, are I know somebody that knows this person. So if I click on first degree connections, Emily Nofi, who was one of my former students in AV, works for Lockheed Martin. So there you go, contacted Lockheed. What's that? If we wanted to see other contacts besides just Emily, if I click on second, everybody that has this little second icon next to their name means I know someone who knows them. And one of the cool things about LinkedIn is once you're connected to me, all of those people that show up as first degree connections for me will Emily will show up as a second degree connection for you. All of the people who are second degree connections for me, and you can see here, there's 384 people I know where I know somebody that knows them. 384 people at Lockheed. So these people will all show up for you as third degree connections because you're connected to me, I'm connected to someone who knows them. So if you click on the name of the person, scroll down a bit, you can see, well, Emily knows Erica, I know Emily, like I said before. So it'll show you in the profile who you know that's connected to this person. Same thing goes for skill sets. So if instead of finding contacts at Lockheed, we wanted to find contacts who have C++ programming skills, for example. If I just type in C++ and hit enter, there's 4 million people that it's bringing up. If I just put first degree connections, people that I directly know who have C++ programming experience, 19. So Prosper is he's involved with a small business community here in town as a student on campus. Daniel's a contact I know out in the community in Bakersfield. I could ramble on about the other people, but I don't have to remember that Prosper has C++ code programming experience. I don't have to remember that Daniel does. I don't have to remember that anybody does. LinkedIn remembers for me. So same way that I'm connected to these people, if you were looking for your small business project for somebody that has C++ programming experience, if you type that in, all 19 of these people who are first degree connections for me will show up as second degree connections for you. So really, there's no strangers left in the world anymore, is my point. It's an incredibly powerful tool, and as soon as you have enough people in your network that you're really connected to a wide number of people, it becomes a really powerful tool. So you being connected to me already means that you're connected to, 700, 800 different contacts of mine. So that gets you jump started, and it's why I required that everybody in here connect with me on LinkedIn as a beginning step on this course. So that's the power of LinkedIn. I want to show a couple other things, and then actually it's going to be about a half an hour class, and I'm done with what I wanted to say about LinkedIn. So if we go back to the profile section, I want to show you a couple things about how to add things to your profile. So when you first create a profile, it's just going to say your picture, your name. You may not even have a picture there. It's a requirement to me that everybody has a picture. If you don't, for whatever reason, you don't want to have a picture of yourself, pick an emoji, pick an image of a waterfall or something. Pick something that looks professional and have an image there, even if it's not of you. I highly recommend that it is a picture of you, because that's what's expected on LinkedIn. But if for some reason you feel uncomfortable having a picture of yourself, at least have a picture of a waterfall, a plane, a calculator, whatever, something that instead of just the blank icon for where your picture should be. So in order to add things to your profile, like your work experience, academic projects, your school experience, you just go over to the right-hand side here, add new profile section. There's work experience, education, volunteer experience. If you scroll down, skills and accomplishments. Accomplishments is where you're going to find projects. So if you want to add a project, you're going to go to the accomplishments section, then click on projects, and you can add CSUB, College of Business and Public Administration. Management 3450, Small Business Management, XYZ Project. I would recommend just giving it a single date here, and you can just start with January of 2017 since that's when we're starting the class. And then you'll notice here under occupation, these are all the jobs and all of the school entries that I have under my my profile. So if I were putting this project in as a project I worked on with you guys for the class, I would go to instructor, assistant professor of management at Cal State Bakersfield, and then assisted, let's see, assisted team of 5 students developing website and customer acquisition plans for approximately $10,000 worth of new customers for XYZ company. Period. Save. And if we now go to my profile and scroll down, here, we'll look at the profile as this is what it looks like to you guys if you visit rather than in edit mode. And if you scroll down, you'll see here summary, experience, education, honors and awards, projects. So these projects are linked to various jobs up above. So that's how you add projects. In order to add, here I'm going to go ahead and go back in and delete that project since it was just an example. So that's how you add projects. To add a summary section, you just type right here at the top. So it'll give you an opportunity at the top of your profile to enter a description of yourself as a summary. That's where you're going to put your positioning statement. And to add work experience, just go here to background and click on work experience. In order to add your various degrees that you've gotten, go to education, and you're just going to add different education items there, and that's pretty much what you need. Yes,
You also have premium.
Luigi. Huh?
You have premium.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, did you state that already?
I did not. I can explain what the difference is, though.
It changes how you edit things too.
It also changes how you edit. Unfortunately, it changes the layout of the editing.
Yeah.
For the non-premium version, you should have little buttons underneath that allow you to add different things. And underneath those buttons is going to be a little link that says "See More." If you can't see the project button, you can't see the work experience button, you can't see the education button, that means you need to click on the "See More" link, and then it'll open up all of the different editing options that you have. Yes, Luigi, I have premium. It's relatively pricey. It's $59 a month.
Which plan do you have though?
What's that?
It's different prices for the different plans.
I can't remember which kind I have. What are the different plans? If you list them to me, I'll tell you which one I have.
Career, business, sales, and hiring.
I believe I have business,
Yeah.
but the advantage of LinkedIn, the advantage of premium more than anything is doing searches on contacts at a certain company or contacts with a certain skill set. There's a limit to how many searches you can do each month if you don't have premium. So if you want to be able to search for as many contacts as you want, the upgrade cost is what it takes in order to be able to search on an unlimited number of contacts. So it's a bit pricey. In some ways, I like the free version better. But in order for this class to have access to as many searches as possible, I've ponied up and got the premium version for myself so that you guys have access to my search capability. But that's the biggest difference is it limits the number of searches you can do if you don't have the premium version. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Or,
and like when you're showing how to edit and stuff, it's different.
Yeah, unfortunately it didn't used to be, but LinkedIn changed the format for premium, so I had to relearn where everything was.
Yeah.
It's in a slightly different place on the regular version, but the concept is the same. So yes, thank you for pointing that out. Other questions or comments about LinkedIn? Does that seem pretty straightforward? AV, you guys good with this? Cool. Bakersfield, you good with this? Want to go home?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. I'll see you on Wednesday. I promise I will have class sessions that go the entire time. I feel bad, like, cutting out so soon, but that's what I had for today. Yes.
Or like, I have websites for often. Where would I put that in projects? Like, are you going for education projects, or would I put that in like a different section?
I put the business as work experience, and then describe the websites as description of that work experience.
Okay, just want to make sure I didn't like duplicate.
No problem. Sorry, say again.
This is line for it with.
As soon as possible.
So answer them by email as a div.
Yeah, just send me it as a PowerPoint, preferably. Just fill out the PowerPoint.
Just answer that.
Yeah, just delete the words that are there and answer the questions and send it back to me.
Okay.
And just do it as soon as you can this week.
Okay.
Okay? Martin.
Hey,
hello again.
Today, but hello again.
Let me stop this recording.